and again, like I'm just trying to comprehend what their end goal is. Like, why it got brought up that, you know, your name
spinning, Miles, that's why it dropped.
Picture. I just don't get it.
Two seconds, I gotta run inside.
I think it's funny when Brian first suggested it to Miles, he didn't say at that time, oh yeah, I go there all the time to take photos of the girls. But now tonight he's claiming that.
I know that Miles used to work at strip clubs and does some photography.
He's saying he's a photographer. So,
but I know he's done some photography.
But that's what I do. That's one of the things that I do. I do DJing, I do photography, I do handyman work, and I do buy and sell shit. That's what I actually do. I do work with the girls that work at fucking Bad Bunny. Here's how it all started on my end. I don't know what Brian's deal is or your beef with Brian is. I don't give a fuck about any of that. He said that there was going to be a meetup. I interjected into that meetup and said that I wanted to do a photo op with everybody because there's a bunch of cool people I'd like to meet. Then it started with your shit. I started to see that he was like poking at you or whatever. And I already told you, Samantha, I've always been fucking nice to you. Right? Anyways, I'm bringing my wife and fucking kid with me. So like I want to have any kind of fucking nonsensical bullshit. Hence I fucking suggested
why would you go to
not meet at the fucking beef
Bad Bunny for a photo shoot with your wife and kid? It was always going to be
because it's closed. It's not open, Samantha. And it's to meet with other people to hang out with. That's why I suggested somewhere different.
Yeah.
Right?
But Brian, it doesn't matter. You're trying to dance around it. Oh, why would I want to bring my kids?
No. I'm not dancing around shit. I'm one of the most straight up motherfuckers in the world, and that's why I said
I did say Miles did say a different place. I did hear
I know
him say
Miles. I already talked to Miles about that earlier and said I know that he's the one who told Brian we should go somewhere else. But that was only like in the last 48 hours.
And I mean, I can honestly say I've met Miles. I know again that he does photography. You know, he's helped girls with their OnlyFans. He's DJ'd at, you know, strip clubs for years and stuff like that. And like, this isn't disrespectful, Miles, but I know your respect for women because I know your history with your mom raising you and stuff like that. So for me to have heard this, that you were involved, seemed really out of character, that I knew there had to be something more to it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like,
that's why I suggested a different location because I thought this was a form of bullying or whatever. Right. And that's why I said, let's meet at the mall or somewhere central London. I go see fucking Tiny Diney on a regular basis. I go down to Sarnia to visit my wife's fucking parents on a regular basis. I'm in London a lot, right? Once a month, I shoot with 4 girls that work for Bad Bunny, right? And so I'm there quite frequently. This is why I'm like, I don't want to piss in my own backyard because I know I'm going to get fucking fired, right? Because if something pops off where I have to be mental, then I'm not going to have a fucking job. You know what I mean? And I don't need that unnecessary bullshit.
Can I ask you a question, Miles? Like straight up?
Yeah,
now that you know what the initial game plan was and the purpose of it, do you still want to be part of
the circle?
That circle? Like, is that something that you want to align yourself with?
I understand the question, and honestly, I'm not going to say that I want to be part of that circle, but I will tell you this. There's a bunch of people that are meeting up that are friends outside of this drama, right? Tiny Diney doesn't get involved with this drama. Blondie, I see her sometimes in the comment section, but she usually doesn't get involved in this drama. The only 2 people that I know for sure that are always surrounded in this are Brian and fucking Little Gold, or whatever the fuck his name is, Kenny. Right? But if you remember, I blocked Kenny over 2 fucking years ago, and I'll sit in boxes with him. He'll talk to me, and I straight ignore him. That has never changed.
Right. Yeah, and like I said, it's just, you know, you came in to a situation without understanding all of it. I get that, and then tried to redirect it.
That's why I changed location and said
tried
if
to
we're going to do a
redirect
meetup
it.
somewhere else.
But the bottom line is these people have an agenda. Mm-hmm. They do. They have an agenda. And whether it's with or without you, they could go and do the pictures with you, you know, for the meetup, and then still go and do what they're going to do, right? And do their wannabe intimidation factor.
No, nothing's going to happen like that. Like I said, they're going to come to London, and nobody in London is even going to know that the losers are fucking here. And they're going to come and go, and they're not going to flex on me because Miles is going to tell them not to.
Right. And
I can tell you this, that if I heard a story where Brian or anybody wanted to harass and intimidate you like that at your own place, I'd make sure that the next time I come to Ontario, I'll be at his front fucking door.
But again,
don't care.
But again, this is where they're going to take that and be like, "Oh, now Venom's threatening." Again, because
then don't do it.
They're looking for.
Then move on and leave it alone. That's what he's got to learn. Is move on and leave it alone.
Who threatens to intimidate a woman who lives on her own, by even coming and standing outside of her house and taking pictures, is not someone that other people should want to align themselves with. It speaks volumes on them for wanting to even do this. Whether they follow through or not, the fact is they still had the intent to verbally intimidate Samantha, and it is gross, disgusting behavior.
But I think the worst part is,
I 100% agree with that. And this is one of those things that it's only been in the last week that I said that I was even going to London. And this is like the intimidation bullshit that they're doing. I don't agree with, but it's only two people that are doing it. Right. And one of them I don't even associate with. The other one I will have a conversation.
But Miles, you know yourself, like just the idea of bringing something like that to that location is fucking like, it's stupid.
It's bad for business. This is for me. It's bad for business all around. And furthermore, it is bad for human behavior to do that. Zena can contest. I was raised by lesbians. I have an upper fucking level of respect for women. Straight up.
Well, so do I. That's why I
punch people in the mouth for less.
Well,
Miles,
that's why I can understand why for the last year everybody has from this area has been allowing LB to degrade the women that work in that place.
But the thing is allowing someone is a very strong thing, Samantha, because
they knew when I was new in this algorithm, you guys knew LB more than I fucking did. And then if Miles knew what that location was, why wasn't he saying to LB a year ago, what the fuck are you talking like that about that place for?
And again, you want to talk about strippers, dancers, whatever. I used to be one. I am proud of that. I put myself through university for that. So anyone who wants to degrade dancers, strippers, whatever, have at it. Okay. We're supporting ourselves. We're supporting our kids. We're, doing our job, and it's your boyfriend's husbands, uncles, brothers, and dads that are coming in to fucking give us their money. So, you know what? And I say this about sex workers, and I say this about everything, okay? We're getting paid for it. And again, you don't like it? Too bad, okay? So if you'd rather sit behind a computer screen and belittle everyone else instead of getting off your ass and getting a job, you know what I mean, to these people, I'm not speaking about anybody on the panel, then that speaks volumes about you. But for you to criticize somebody who's working, and it is a job, and it's not easy on these girls.
Well,
but just to be clear, I've called out Lisa Bella about talking the way she has, right? And to be clear, I removed her from my Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for almost a fucking year over the same fucking rhetoric, right? Because I don't appreciate it, because not only does my wife work in the industry, half of my best fucking friends do. I've been in the industry for like 18 fucking years, right? It's a different world. If you're not part of that world, shut your mouth on it, because you don't know what you're talking about.
You don't.
Yeah, that's how I feel too, right? But I try and say it with little words until I'm like fucking in a position where I have to pop off. Like I'm, been around too, like strippers from like 1990 back in those days and stuff. And Like I've got best friends actually on this app. One girl, you know, we all do. It's not something they should be shaming. No. But it just became so common in this algorithm, and it's just,
and again,
it went from strippers to, you know, if everybody else said anything to, oh, shut up, Samantha, I gotta.
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen them do it about these ladies that have OnlyFans, but it's okay for the guys to have OnlyFans, and they're, you know, reposting videos on TikTok of like this one cutie patootie guy that's got his OnlyFans and women are fucking oogling over him. And I'm like, yep, still double standard, right? Again, these women would not be making money if it wasn't for your boyfriends, husbands, uncles, dads, brothers. So, you know what? Shut your mouth. Seriously. Jealousy is a very, very strong thing. Very strong.
Seen it.
Well, I'm glad that Miles like seen the same thing in LB that I did. Like that, but that's like sometimes for me when you don't get to know somebody and stuff, like it's just like, what, you know, why aren't these people standing up against it? As far as guy goes and planning this, like if they do have ulterior motives, I'm just gonna not kind of worry about it, but at the same time, like I'm gonna start asking you guys, why don't you call Bry Guy out on all of his shit? Like even when he was driving to that other man's house like a week ago, right? Like he thinks he has the right.
He's got to prove shit, which is so dumb.
But the thing is, Samantha, is again, Shay knows I don't get involved a lot. Okay, I watch, I see what's going on. I don't get involved a lot. Like Miles and I used to be friends. We parted ways for irreconcilable differences, whatever. Okay. I still have the utmost respect for Miles when it comes to the way he treats women, the way he speaks to women and everything else. Okay. And Miles is the type of person that he will give what he receives. Right. So just because you're a woman doesn't mean you can talk to him like a bag of crap. Right. And expect him not to, you know, return that energy. But when it comes down to it, Miles is not the intimidating, you know, stalker, you know, creeper that some of these people are, that think it makes them look like a tough guy, that they want to stand out somebody's house and take a picture. You know what I mean? So instead of everybody, you know, condoning what these people are doing, how about stop feeding it, period? Negative or positive. A reaction is still a reaction, whether it's negative or positive. Okay?
That's not funny. That's what I get called all the time, too.
His wife
I'm not even on the app all that much.
wanted to squash the plans if she, like, she might have been the first one because she hopped on board. He's like, she's sleeping again.
He's sleeping.
Yeah, I saw that, too. I saw Miles
You
going
guys
to
are
talk to
supposed to tell
Ghost,
me when
and so
she
did
falls
we.
asleep.
When we went to talk to Ghost about what was
Their
going on. We
lives are
hoped he broke up,
serene.
but
They're peaceful.
that's not what Brian
Even
saw.
with chaos.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like, if, you know, and again, whether we give a negative reaction or a positive reaction, right? The thing is they're getting a reaction. So they're going to continue doing it because they're getting a reaction, right? So.
But he's so important, so popular, and so cool, I guess.
But it speaks volumes on the people that
sitting there.
It just makes it easier for me to go, okay, I don't want to associate with that person because they're supporting a bad behavior, right? So I'm not going to.
And that's exactly what I do, Zena. When I see bad behavior start to become something as a common theme, I fucking distance myself, if not remove the shit. Right. Because I can't be fucking bothered, right? I am a very simple person. I like to live in my own comforts. And at the same time, I'm also somebody that doesn't put up with bullshit. And I mean, you don't, I never really had beef with you. I'm not going to get into it. We'll have to talk off app one day about it. But some shit happened and I'm like, nope, I'm done. I'm over here. And I never said a fucking word about you ever in any life.
And I'd see you in lives and I was like, no, I'm respecting his boundary. He set a boundary. That's fine. He doesn't want to talk about it right now. It is what it is. I adore your wife. I adored you. It was what it was, and I left it alone. I wasn't going to make 12 fucking videos, and oh my God, and you know what I mean? Like, It just was like, nope, you set a boundary. I respected it. On Instagram, on here, on everywhere.
Now, there's also another live, and I'm not going to shoot Miles because he didn't really say much, but with Danielle and Kenny, and I know you know the live I'm talking about just recently, where I don't know Sean, which is her so-called husband. We've never connected ever. So the story that keeps going on and on and on about between those two is bullshit. I've got the recording from it. You didn't really say much at all about it in your own perspective, and I respect that. But holy shit, Kenny and Danielle really know how to keep going, eh?
What are you talking about? Justin or Beaver?
No, it was Love and Light, so Danielle and Kenny. You were in the bottom box, but
yeah,
you popped in.
I don't know what their beef
really there
is.
that long. Because I got the recording.
I thought you were talking about something else. I was like, I got some screen recordings that suggest otherwise, but that's not the conversation we're having, so we're good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad, Zena, that you came up and got to the bottom of some of these things. It doesn't feel so awkward. Like the meetup, you guys are going to meet up anyways. I'm not going to cause problems as does Miles.
Right.
And in that,
like I said, that's not Miles. That's not Miles' forte, right? So,
well, in that specific location, like that's why I'm like, what the fuck, like.
Yeah. But like I said, I can honestly say Miles has been in that industry for years. So to him, it wasn't, something.
Okay, but let me ask you something, Zeb.
About you.
Let me ask this for a second. They all meet up at a Timmy's. Let's say Brian and Kenny or whoever, a bunch of people are all interested in the idea of, well, let's just take a picture in front of her house and Miles is right there. Would Miles step up and say, how about we don't and move forward?
Yes.
And be
absolutely. I would do Venom, man. You shouldn't even ask that question because straight up, I've punched people in the mouth for less, my dude. Right? Like literally. I'm telling you right now, like this is not the type of behavior that I want to associate with myself whatsoever. Right? Like it's fucking not even on the table. Hence, I fucking made the suggestion. Why don't we meet somewhere else where nobody's going to be afflicted?
That's what I heard you saying. I told her that. No, I think Miles said something about going somewhere else, and I heard you say it. And no. Yeah, I heard him say it. But I'm watching their reaction when you say it because they're adamant about this and that and trying to make a joke out of it. And it's like, how about you just...
And furthermore, after this conversation tonight, I'm not even going to go to London. I'll set up another meeting with all the people that I wanted to meet anyways, because Kenny's not on my list. Everybody already knows that. And Bri Guy and me and him will have a conversation about this shit off app because, it is what it is. But I will be talking about his behavior and whatever. It is what it is.
And that's the way it should be dealt with. Like I said, if Miles had all the facts in the first place, right? This
wouldn't even have fucking suggested having a photo op. Like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't even have been like, let's make a photo adventure. Because anybody who knows me as of the last 3 years, all I want to do is photo ops. That's why if you're on my Facebook, you'll see hundreds of pictures of people that I've met with off TikTok, right? Because I like taking people's portraits. It makes them feel awkward and it makes me laugh. And the pictures are great.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know, so now we know. You're a photographer.
Oh, I've always known that. He said that a long time ago.
Yeah, but heck, I don't know everything about everybody in this algorithm. It takes a long time to get to know people, and
I'm one of those people that I only tell you what I want you to know about me. So that's the thing. People share way too much on this app. They do.
Is your brother on here, Miles? Because there's a guy on here that looks like you, and I was like, holy shit. I wonder if that's Miles' brother, and I got blocked right away. But he looks so much like you. It was scary.
It's probably my cousin, actually. My brother and I don't look anything alike. We look like we could have maybe be cousins, but my one cousin looks identical to me. We're like fucking twins, right? And he is very much trying to stay away from my fucking political side.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a studio with a bunch of people in the bottom boxes, and Jeremy and all them are all seen in there. And when I saw him, I thought, I took a screenshot. I'm asking everybody, is this Miles or Miles' brother or something? Because they do look alike, so...
I can't confirm or deny that because he'll get mad. He doesn't agree with my political beliefs or my stance on like the medical tyranny and all the other crazy shit that's happened in the past. He's very much pro all that shit, so we don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. But he's blood, and that's the bottom line, right? It is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, just so you guys know, the 22 people that are in here, I'm not going to fucking London on Saturday. I will reconvene with the people that I want to meet when I want to meet them, and you don't got to worry about me coming anywhere near your fucking house, except for the fact that I'm near there often, but it's not going to be for anything that you think.
Right. Well,
Y'all have a great night.
Cool. I appreciate it, Miles. Yeah, I appreciate you coming up and saying something to Zena. But I forgot what you said your husband's name was.
Bill.
Bill. Yeah, you had come up once before with Jimmy, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That guy's a fucking mistake. Holy fuck.
Venom.
And I mean, the funny part about that guy is I've never had any real issues with the guy ever. It was somebody else. But man, I love to school the guy on facts and piss him right off.
Yeah, well, it doesn't take much.
No, it doesn't. But I enjoyed it. It was fun. And then I don't see him ever again. So I don't know, man. Whatever.
Like I said, I have no use for a lot of these people, and I just think it's, you know.
Well, I even tried to tell Miles a long time ago, why don't you drop him and do all the stuff yourself?
Well, so many of them are stuck on this merry-go-round, and they don't know how to get off of it, and they've made this image for themselves on here that they think they've got to keep because, you know, they acted like a tough guy once and, you know, think that that's, you know, the route to go. And, you know, I let people